In August this year, Wymondham College was the setting for the International Combined Order Convention. International conventions take place every 2 years, and with over 500 attending from around the world, this was the largest gathering so far in the Order's history. On the first morning, Subhuti delivered the keynote talk. Recalling that Sangharakshita had handed on the headship of the order the previous year, he spoke about how decisions might now be made in the order.
So in this talk, I want to outline my ideas about the making of decisions that affect the order and the movement as a whole, and about the various kinds of decisions that the Preceptors' College may make with the advice and help of the College Council. And I want to explore the theoretical background to each of the kinds of decision I'm going to look at. What ultimately matters is the fundamental spirit in which we all relate to each other. If there is suspicion and mistrust, no amount of definition can make it work. If there is kalyana mitrata, trust and communication, we can surmount any difficulties that arise among us. It is that spirit of kalyana mitrata, trust and communication that is the real meaning and purpose of our order.
Despite experiencing continued difficulties with his eyesight, Sangharakshita was present for the entire convention, meeting many people, as well as launching a new book entitled Thicker Than Blood by Maitreya Bandhu.
Though I have stressed the importance of friendship so much in connection with the spiritual life, I've actually not spoken about it formally in lectures very much, and I think that I haven't even written about it very much. And definitely that means that there is a gap in our FWBO tape library and a gap, an important gap, in our FWBO literature. So I'm therefore very happy to see that that gap has at last been very nobly, I was going to say plugged, but perhaps I should say filled. It's been my practice, of course, always to read the book in question before launching it. But on this occasion, I have to confess that I haven't read the book in question. But I have had the book read to me. And Deva Mitra, in the course of a week or more, was kind enough to read the whole text to me, chapter by chapter. And it was also very appropriate that the book should be read to me in that way, because it's a very personal book. A very personal book indeed. Maitreya Bandhu does not theorize about friendship. It's not a philosophical or sociological study of friendship, even friendship in the Buddhist tradition. It's more by way of being a sort of personal testimony. It's his own story. It's the account of his own experience of friendship, of the thoughts that have come to him, the images that have come to him in connection with friendship, which he came to see as something occupying a more and more important place in human life, and especially in the Buddhist spiritual life. He makes the point that friendship is a natural thing, even though later on in life we may have to work at it for various reasons of social and cultural conditioning. But basically, friendship is a very natural thing, even an essential part of human life. And without it, human life is very, very much poorer. So this was one of the points that did strike me very much in one of the earlier chapters of the book. I must also mention that Bhante has a sort of walk-on part, which I quite appreciated. I gather Maitreya Bandhu, like, other people, some other people, didn't sort of take to me immediately, but he warms to me as the book goes on. And I finish up with a really quite honourable mention, I may say. Well, much more than a mention. It's almost a tribute, which of course is very nice to receive on any occasion.